Hey guys, Break here. Welcome back to the next episode in my Professions series, and today we're going to be looking at Inscription. Inscription's an interesting profession that underwent a lot of changes at the start of Legion, and it's now in a pretty good place. It's pretty profitable. It's one of the better ones, so I'll be going over which character you should have this on, and what things you should be making or looking to make, and the kind of profits or prices you want to be selling for. Again, if you do want to get Inscription, just go to the Inscription trainer, do all of the quests, and that will unlock you most of the recipes. You can then go to the vendor next to the trainer in Dalaran and buy the rank 2s and a lot of the glyphs as well. So I would suggest getting Inscription on an alt. Now I actually have it on my main and I think that's a bad idea. The reason I got it on my main was because Vantus runes, you used to get one for every boss, and so you'd have to go around killing every boss once, twice and 3 times to get rank 1, 2 and 3 of the Vantus runes. So I thought it's my main that does most of the raiding, so why don't I go and do it on him. However, they have now changed that all around. They now just have one Vantus rune for the raid, which is Vantus rune Tumus Hygaris for this raid, and it will drop from, I think the final boss drops it, or potentially any boss. I'm pretty sure it's the final boss. Anyways, you just have to kill that 3 times. You can kill it 3 times on normal. I think you can even kill it 3 times on LFR, and you will get the drops. So there's really no need to have this on your main. You might as well just have it on an alt and then run LFR or normal 3 times over 3 weeks, get the rank 3, and then you're done with the whole raiding part of Inscription. Another reason it might be a good idea to do this on an alt is because Inscription requires very few Blood of Sargeras. There is hardly anything that uses bloods. If I can try and think, only the relics. So the Aquamark and Strazenmark, which do sell really well. Both of those relics require 8 bloods each, but apart from that, no bloods are required. So you really want to be getting this on an alt. Another good thing about Inscription is you don't need to have it at level 800. You can do milling and you can make most of the glyphs and everything at low levels, so don't worry too much about leveling it up. So the major part of Inscription is the glyphs. Glyphs have gone through big changes in the past few years, and now they're just things that you add to spells to change their appearance, and they actually do sell really well still, especially if you have TSM. You can just queue up the ones you need to craft more of and go through it really quickly. And if we just go down the profits, look, 2,500 for that DK, 1,000, 2,500. Look at all these, 2,000, 2,000. Some are just 100. Those are the cheaper ones. Again, 2,000, 1,000, etc. I'm on quite a high pop realm as well. There's quite a bit of competition, so you could see even better profits. As well as that, TSM counts the price of the sallow pigments and roseate pigments from the auction house, whereas actually you get sallow and roseate pigments from milling, which we'll discuss later, so the profits are actually going to be more than what they say here. And yeah, these do sell quite a lot, especially certain ones, certain paladin ones like Trusted Steed sells really well, certain DK and Druid ones sell really well, so as long as you've always got some up on the auction house, you're going to make a very steady, constant income from the glyphs. In the same vein, if you look at Vantus runes, most of these are not going to sell anymore because why would people use a Vantus rune for a boss of old content? But the Tumus Hygaris make a steady 200 gold each. This was 2,000 gold the other day. Someone reset the market and they were selling for 2,000 profit each, so they can sell for that. But anyway, I sell loads of these every day. They are really popular. Again, the profit is more than what it says here because of the pigments. Okay, so now we've gone over the glyphs and Vantus runes. A very important part of Inscription is milling, or mass milling. You unlock mass milling by single milling herbs until you get the mass mill recipe. So you just mill, you click on the herb, and then it mills, and you get some pigment. So there are 2 types of pigment. There's the roseate pigment, which you get the best from milling Dreamleaf and Aetherill. Whichever's cheaper generally. If they're around the same, Dreamleaf's better. But if you mill both of those, you're going to get a lot of roseate pigments. And sallow pigments are the slightly better version. You get those from, there's a chance from anything, but especially from milling fellwort, whatever it's called. That is going to get you the absolute most sallow pigments. Now when TSM is calculating the profit that you can be making from the glyphs or anything else, it just uses the price of sallow pigments on the auction house, which here is almost 300 gold for a sallow pigment. But what you actually want to do almost all the time, depending on your server prices, is get a fellwort. So I just bought 5 fellworts, 320 gold each, so 1,600 gold. I'm going to mill the fellworts, and we get 12 sallow pigments and 2 roseates. Now if I were to buy those sallows from the auction house, that would be about 3,000 gold, and instead it cost me 1,600. So all the prices, all the profits it says here with the glyphs and Vantis runes, you're going to be making about double that if you get the pigments properly, which is milling. Now you can actually sell the sallow pigments straight on the auction house and just do a straight sort of flip from fellwort to sallow pigments. They don't sell quickly, but obviously it's a really nice profit, so you can put a few nice stacks on there and see if they sell. But a better option is always to do some crafting. So each glyph has different inks generally that they require, say black fallow ink for example, and you can trade in roseate pigments or sallow pigments. You can trade the pigments to the inscription vendor in exchange for these inks, so that's going to be the best way for you to get the inks instead of making them yourself. It's just probably going to be cheaper because roseate pigments are really cheap, so I'd just do that, and that's going to let you craft all the glyphs you want just from these 2 pigments. Another thing you can do is sell Tome of the Tranquil Minds. These are the talent changers that let you change talents out of a rested area. They require 1 sallow pigment and they sell really well. Obviously everyone always needs them, and again TSM says we're losing gold doing this, but as we just worked out, the sallow pigments are not 280, they're about 160, because each fellwort gives about 2 sallows and the fellworts are 320, so yeah, about 160 gold per sallow. The Tranquil Minds sell for 180, or you can sell them in stacks of 10 or 20. Again, you want to do pretty stacking, and you can sell them for 200 gold each on my server. So that'd be a 40 gold profit per tome, and if you're selling in stacks of 20, that is 800 gold profit per stack, which is really nice because these do sell really quickly. Similar situation with the Codex of Tranquil Mind. These are the things that can be put down for your whole raid to adjust their talents. These require a bit more sallow pigments, but they generally sell for a lot more, and you can generally get a better profit from them, though they do sell pretty slowly. Not many people buy these, so you can sell them in stacks of 10. I sold a couple the other day, 10 stacks, 2 stacks of 10 each, so they do sell, but pretty slowly. I don't suggest doing too much with it, and I would concentrate more on the Tome of Tranquil Minds. Finally, we'll quickly go over the other random things with Inscription that can make you gold. So that is mostly the relics, Aquamark and Strazenmark. These still make me 3,000 or 4,000 gold profit each, and that includes pricing the bloods in. And they sell really well because anyone who levels up a new character, one of the hardest things to get when you hit 110 is a relic, so people just buy them. So you can make a lot of gold from those. There are another few things, certificate of ownership, which lets the hunter rename their pet. That sells pretty well. There is also a few transmog pieces in the offhand, the inscribed fans, the divine companion. Those sell for like 3,000 gold each on my server, or 9,000 gold each. They sell very slowly, but when they do sell, they give you a nice profit. And obviously the pets, the little toys. There's some more toys up here. Steamy Romance Novel Kit, for example, that also sells well. Scroll of Forgotten Knowledge, that occasionally sells, though it's a bit irrelevant. Anyway, you get the idea, loads of things sell. And then obviously there are the Dark Moon cards, which I don't use because to get rank 3s it costs you a load of Dark Moon prize tickets. I haven't been bothered to get them. But especially at the start of the expansion, you can make huge profits from these. And even now, some of the Dark Moon card trinkets are selling really well, such as the Healer one. So if you're able to get rank 2 or 3, it's definitely worth doing that. But overall, it's just a really good profession, so many uses, so many both regular sellers and slow but profitable sellers. But it's more about the regular sellers, especially the glyphs, the Vantus runes, the Tranquil Mines, and yeah, it's really good to have on an alt. Don't need bloods really, and it's just a great bit of profit on the side. So that's about it, guys. Hope you found it useful, and until next time, see ya.